if you get your interviewer talking about his company, then that is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
That is what a sales guy or girl has to do.
Yeah. My name is Alexander and I'm founder of Headlight, and I'm here to talk today about sales careers. So I've invited a guest, Kris Kemland. Kris, can you tell me something about yourself?
Yeah, as you say, my name is Kris Kemland. So I'm the commercial director of icapps, a digital agency based in Antwerp.
Okay. So you actually went from a bigger company where you could have had a career as a more general manager in the company, but you really chose specifically for a tech scale-up to be the first sales leader there. Why did you make that decision?
The challenge. I had a lot of good talks with the founders. Of course, this is main thing. This is key.
Yeah.
You have to have that click, that match with the founders, because that will be your team.
Yeah.
It was quite a particular choice for me because indeed, as you mentioned, I could have kept within that company for ages, forever, and have that logic step in my career.
Yeah.
But I really chose to use the experience, the lessons that I had learned in that big tech company and use it to accelerate the startup, the scale up that I'm working in.
Are there some things that you can clearly see in terms of personality traits that some people might have that you can already spot that could be a potential, he or she can be a potential sales lead?
Yeah, I do that. I think it's really important. When I have my team or I'm building my team, I'm always going to look for
those traits.
Lieutenants who can maybe one day take my position. So I think it's really key to find that people.
Is it gonna be somebody that is a top salesperson per se?
No.
No? Okay.
No. I think
because that's a cliche that is still out there today. I think that the top sales can be or should be the sales leader.
It's not even a cliche. I see it happen all the time. The best sales guy or saleswoman will become the sales leader.
Yeah.
But this is not what you need.
No. As you said before, it's two different jobs actually.
It's a completely different job.
Yeah.
I think I can describe it. I always played football, and I think you could describe it as in a football team. You don't need that striker.
No.
It is not a striker that you need because he or she, they like to score. And when you're a sales lead, you don't need to score.
No.
You need more, I think, more like of the captain of the team.
Yeah.
Not the trainer, and not the coach, but more of the captain.
The captain. And the captain can be the defender as well. So
of course.
it can be Vincent Kompany or...
Good example. I think everybody knows that Vincent Kompany is a leader. And why is the leader? He doesn't score a lot of goals.
No.
He did score some nice goals, but he's important on the right time.
Yeah. And he brings structure to the team and he can step out of the circle.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
At the right moment, he can step back and talk with the coach, and the coach has respect for that guy.
Yeah.
And also in times of conflicts, for example, he or she will be the person that will manage that conflict and not be in front and even maybe enforcing that conflict.
Yeah.
So it's another kind of personality.
Yeah, okay, I can imagine. Let's talk about junior sales profiles and coaching and recruiting junior sales profiles. It's something that's on the mind of course, many entrepreneurs and many sales leaders. How can I spot that rough diamond? Talking to young people, it's really hard to see what the potential might be.
Of course, every recruitment process starts with defining what you are looking for. This is key.
Yeah.
Don't just step into an interview and look if there is a personal match. This is not everything. If it's a junior sales or a more senior sales, it doesn't matter. You always have to look for the things that you need in your team at that right specific moment.
Yeah.
I think maturity or seniority or experience is not important.
No.
But of course, hiring a junior is a little bit more difficult, especially because they cannot tell stories.
No.
They don't have a lot of
experience.
experience,
but
also
it can be life experience.
It can be life experience, and this is maybe one of the key things already. Start your conversation talking about the things that they like, the passions that they have, for example, and then look for that passion and try to see if they can bring that passion to you. Yeah.
So if they can sell their passion to you, then you can imagine that maybe they can sell your products to your potential clients.
Yeah, this is a way to do it. Other thing that I like to check with a junior sales or another junior profile is, for example, the willingness the eagerness to learn.
Yeah.
If I remember some interviews with junior sales, and I asked just a normal question: could you describe yourself, or what are your assets? The three main assets, so the classical questions. Yeah, if a guy or a girl begins to convince me with their skills, what I'm able to do, really in an almost trying to convince me that they know everything.
Yeah,
I can do this. I can do that. Well, this is not what I'm looking for.
You're more impressed by somebody that says that wants to learn, or can be coachable.
I have a passion. I believe I believe the vision of your company.
Yeah.
And let me be part of it. Yeah. Teach me how to bring that passion to our clients.
Yeah.
If a guy or girl tells something like that to me,
Yeah. So an important thing to remember is really to look for coachability and to look for real eagerness and curiosity. I think is also something.
Curiosity is really important, but I think it is a main element for every sales.
Yeah. So a question I always ask my guests is, what are 3 key questions that you always ask a sales in a recruitment interview?
Again, I have to say it will depend on the profile that you're looking for. But of course, I have some classics.
Yeah.
I think the first question I always ask, and it is a real classic, is, could you tell me a little bit more about yourself?
Okay.
It's not what the answer will be that is important, but it is the way they tell that. Yeah. You see, sometimes I have an example of, I remember an interview with a guy, really eager to start. I asked this question, and 45 minutes later,
he was still talking.
Okay. He was still talking indeed.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I cut the interview, of course, and that was it. You could say why you do not stop the guy.
Yeah. No, but I understand why you don't stop him, because you really want to know when he's going to stop himself.
He didn't ask a single question. Yeah, that is wrong.
Yeah. Actually, from my experience, a good interview is someone who just starts a dialogue, and then you're just having a dialogue, and after now you see, actually we didn't have an interview, we just had a dialogue. Or the candidate can make you explain. So, and in sales it's the same thing. If your prospect is talking, then you're doing the right thing.
That is key. That is key to be successful in your interviews.
Yeah.
If you get your interviewer talking about his company, then that is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
That is what a sales guy or girl has to do.
Yeah. I think also what you're looking for, tell me a bit about yourself, can he or she be brief, short and simple, and include the professional and personal stuff?
Yeah. I remember a guy that I hired. I asked that question, and the first question that he asked to me was, what would you like to hear?
Yeah.
That is, of course, that is the question that I need.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
And what are some other stuff that you ask?
Another one is, except of what I told you a minute ago, is how would your friends or your colleagues describe you? Yeah. It's turning a little bit around. Yeah. And I never do this at the beginning of an interview, of course, but I do this at the end. Yeah. And why do I do that? It is to check what he or she is telling. Is that what I'm feeling?
Yeah. Okay.
Just to do that check. Yeah. Because a lot of people, they know exactly what to answer to that classical questions.
Yeah.
but do I feel the same?
Yeah. And it's also lets them see themselves from another perspective.
Yeah.
And then do they really know themselves? Self-knowledge is actually a very powerful thing. It shows intelligence normally. So
yeah, intelligence, but also are they part of honesty? Are they honest?
Yeah.
And this is often a feeling, but this is a question to check that.
And it could be that they're seeing different things. If you say describe yourself, and then how do your friends describe you? It has to match.
It has to match, or it has. Yeah, I have to feel it.
Yeah.
And I did that. Of course, you have some answer. Oh, they will say that I am always in the lead. I'm the one organizing all kinds of stuff. But during the interview, an hour, it was really hard work for me to get the right answers, to get even some answers. And that is not a match, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Last, it's not really a question, but a thing that I always do is giving away something for maybe potential candidates. But I always challenge the candidate on something that is his or her passion.
Yeah.
If they are telling something about, I don't know, if it's a football player or another kind of sports, or they are a fan of a certain group, and they're telling about that, I always will be really severe in. I never, for example, if he tells to me I like football, I let him tell his story, and then I say, I never understood why football is a sport that is that important. I think it's really ridiculous.
And then see how he or she reacts.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just to feel, to see that reaction.
Yeah.
And it can be about everything, but it has to be something that they're passionate about.
Yeah. So you want the candidates to really to argue actually, and to it's sort of no, it's not an argument, but you want to it's the same in the sales process. When your client says no, we're not doing this, you have to challenge them as well.
If I go to a client and I will represent my company, I have to feel that passion for my company.
Yeah.
But we all have had it sometimes. The other company doesn't believe you, or they are quite harsh in their answers to your proposition. You have to be able to manage that. You have to overcome that, and try to be business and try to convince them in a good way, and not just go in emotion and trying to defend. You don't have to defend. You have to, for example, ask why don't you like football? Could you explain me a little bit more?
So the key takeaways are, tell me a little bit about yourself, and just to give them a podium.
And look at how they
explain things, and look for their passion, ask for their passions, and how do friends look at you?
These are three of my classical questions.
Okay. Kris, I want to thank you for the interview today and the great insights. I hope the viewers have a lot of information, a lot of advice. And please stay tuned for more interviews.